Hey guys, it's Brick Thunder, and today we're going to be unboxing, setting up, and doing a demo of Lowe's 12-foot mummy. Alright, so let's get straight into the unboxing here. This is one that I did get a pretty long time ago. I'm not sure how much I showed him in the hunt, but he was there. He was actually holding our sign for last year. But this guy's awesome. Ever since he released, actually ever since the leak photos, we got leak photos of this thing really early on, and we actually thought they were fake. And then it released. It was not fake, and I was very happy about this. This guy is really cool, and it's pretty unique too. Most of the 12-footers have all that plastic. This was one of the first with all of the clothing like that, so that was really cool. And it looks really good as well. It's one of the scarier ones, and also the lighting looks amazing on this thing. But yeah, let's get straight into the unboxing. Yeah, here we go. All right, let's begin. So one thing you'll notice right away is just how small this box is compared to the other 12-footers. I believe, other than the Witch, technically, no other 12-foot box is this small. And the Witch is different because she's not really a 12-foot. She's just on a big broom. But this thing is a full-size 12-foot, actually a bit taller than a few of the standing 12-footers. And its box is this small, and that's because they did the half base technique. Or it's actually a really small base, actually. I forgot about that. It is a Gemmy prop, so it's not made by the same creator that does the rest of them, which SVI is the main producer for most of these 12-footers. And they do huge bases, which makes that huge square of the box. And they also have a lot of blow molded pieces, which this guy doesn't. I was just talking about that, how he has a lot of clothes compared to the other. Here's clothes right here. This looks to be his shirt, I think. No, these might be his pants. Yeah, these are his pants. But yeah, that actually kind of helps because shipping prices are probably cheaper for them, which means it can stay cheap. He was about $350, and it also means storage is easy. Also, you may notice cats will be all over this video. Here are his hands. His hands are awesome. These things are very detailed. They also have the cloth over it, but a full blow mold as well, and huge. Really big hands right there. Put these down here. We have his adapter. This is a waterproof adapter. He is pretty good in weather, so that's good to see. Rest of it's stuck in here. But yeah, he comes with tethers as well, which is not something that all of the big props come with. Most of them do, but the Phantom didn't and the Witch didn't. So that's all kind of stuck. We'll get that out in a bit. Here is the shirt, I think. If the other piece we pulled out was the pants, this would be his shirt. There it is. It all looks pretty much the same, though. Very well done, though. Looks like a pretty good quality fabric, and it does have creepy cloth over a lot of it, which is cool. His head is massive. I kind of forgot how huge this head is. That will be the next thing we take out. Let's see if we can get this out. There is his main module piece. We got the control box there with rubber switches, and everything is covered there so that when the adapter is in, there are no holes onto the inside, making him waterproof, or at least water resistant. Here is one of the arms, it looks like, and there is actually, you'll notice, wires running through every single piece, and that's because his entire body lights up, which is really impressive. I'm surprised they kept the price so low for this guy. There, another wire you can see. This is definitely arm. That might have been a leg. Put that down over there. Now, let's take this head out. I said we'd do that. There it is. It is huge. Look at that thing. That's pretty awesome. Full mold, two-sided, not a half head, which is nice. And the actual face looks really creepy. I love the lighting on the inside. Again, another piece with lights. You can see his cord coming down here. And it lights from the inside out. So looks pretty good. There we go. We have another arm. We'll start using this side over here. Two leg pieces. Again, more wires going through them. Same with these two more legs. And then we have some more mechanical pieces, actually. So here, this thing is covered in wires and lights. The lights are for the chest. And the cool thing about this guy is because he doesn't have that blow molded detail, and he is supposed to be a skeleton or mummy type creature. So they put the details on the clothing. They're actually sewn on the inside of the clothing, black fabric. So it basically casts the shadow from these lights that are behind it, casts the shadow out so that it looks like it has all those pieces, which was a really smart design. That means they didn't have to do any plastic detailing on the inside, but the shadow makes it look like it is still detailed. Another leg piece it looks like right there. This thing looks pretty crazy. Now there might be some messed up parts about this thing actually. I did notice last time I had this guy out, some stuff got caught up in here, as you can see. Maybe you might be able to see that. Some cloth got caught up in the mechanism. So I'll try to get that out before I activate him. But there is his main shoulder piece. And actually, although this guy looks like he turns from the waist, he's actually turning from the shoulders. The shoulders are the only thing that is moving here. But as you can see, it's such a wide motion, it moves the entire shirt, which makes it look like his whole torso is turning when it's really just his shoulders. Good effect, and that's pretty unique. You don't really see that much. And then finally, last piece right here is his base. As you can tell, much smaller than the 12-foot bases. And actually, he's supposed to have support poles going out, but I must have mixed those up with some other props. I'll find some that work. But yeah, there are all of his pieces other than those support poles. Let's get to the setup. Here we go. All right, let's begin our setup. So I have the 2 support poles on the front. I sadly don't have the other 2, but it's not really a big deal. He is much more front heavy because of those outstretched arms than back heavy. So let's begin here. We have our C poles, I believe, and that's just because base is A, the support poles would be B, and then these are C right here. So let's find the snap lock there, and we'll snap these on. So that's the only piece that doesn't have a wire connection because he does not have feet. He just has cloth that goes down to the ground. There we go. So now we have our wire connections for the next piece here. And this piece would be labeled D. So we're going to put this right there, connect that. And then we want to work up with the wires as well. We got our first wire connection here. We kind of just stuff that into the leg there so that's not seen. And then we have our next one over here. This is the other D pole. Doesn't matter what side they go on. They're both labeled D, so they are the same pole. All right, there we go. So our next piece here will be our last piece before we move the camera because he is already getting pretty tall here. And that is E. And the E poles are just going to snap lock there. Same thing. Do the wire over there. Then we're going to do the same thing over on this side. As you can see, he is already super tall, and I know you can't see the top of this yet, but once we move up, then you guys should be able to see the top of this and our next piece, which is the hip/torso piece. There we go. All right, let's move up and continue up. All right, so our next step here is putting on these giant pants. You want to do this now because the next step is connecting these 2 poles in the hip section, and at that point, you're not going to be able to really put anything else down here. So get this first pant leg over. It does actually kind of matter what way these go on. If you want the more detailed side, got to make sure this side that I'm doing right now is facing forward. You can tell it's the more detailed side just because it has more holes in it. Other side I don't believe has any holes. And you want the holes showing forward just because they look better and also because it lets light through better. And this guy lights up a lot. So there we go. Looks good so far. These will be pulled up a lot. His legs are too short right now, but they will look much better once we get these next pieces on. So we have this piece, which is our hip piece. We're going to snap lock this in both sides, and then we want to connect our wires after this because we do have a lot of connections now. All right, that's snapped locked in. So our next piece here, let's get this hip loop on. This hip loop is where the pants actually go to. So this is also where the tethers would go, although I won't be using those because I do have this guy indoors right now. So let's just hold the pants up until we're able to get it around this entire hip loop here. And there we go. The elastic band will just keep them up like that, and it's looking good. So as you can tell, it's huge so far, but we still have a shoulder piece and another torso piece to go on top of this. All right, so our next piece here is this second half of the torso, And one thing I do want to note before we continue is make sure to do the wiring now, or else you're going to kind of have to undo the pants later on. The wiring down there just consists of connecting the leg wires to the control box, and it's easier to do now, along with these two as well, actually. Once we connect this, I'm going to do these two wires down here, and the wires are super simple. They're all numbered, which makes it really easy. You don't have to find corresponding letters. They're all just numbered to be the exact same. So right now I'm connecting 3 to 3, which looks to be one of the LED wires. And then this one, this is number 4, and that's going to connect and go all the way up to here, which connects to the head, it looks like, or the mechanism. All right, so there's all of our pieces there. Next step is we want to get his shoulders and shirt on. So let's connect these shoulders real quick, and then I may actually have to get a taller ladder for that shirt. And actually, one thing I did notice is this is the piece with all the fabric stuck in it. So let me get this fabric out of here real quick, because it's going to be too difficult to do once it's up there. And then I'll cut right back and we can put this on top. Here we go. All right, so I now have that piece on top. As you can see, it adds a lot to the torso. I also put the clothing on while I was putting that piece on because it is a lot easier that way. So now that we have the clothing and the rest of the torso done, we can come up here and attach the headpiece. The head has a metal snap lock up here, which I'm definitely happy about. Same with the arms, actually. Every part snap locks with this guy, unlike the Home Depot ones that have little plastic connections. Much rather have it snap lock like this. All right, there we go. That is snap locked in. As you can see, that adds probably about almost 2 feet of height to him, which is amazing. And then we have our arms here. So this looks to be his right arm. So we're going to go over here and attach this over here. All we have to do here, like I said, it is a snap lock. So all we have to do is slide it up and snap lock it in. No weird plastic connections here. There we go, snap locked in. And there's also a wire up here that we should do right now because it'll be easier to do than after we have the hand on. All right, there we go. Got that done now. And the clothing looks pretty good. We can adjust that in a bit. Now let's do his left arm. All right, this side is now snap locked in. Let's connect this last wire right here. And then our final step is just the hands. So let's get this clothing posed down here. There we go. Now let's get these hands on. First hand, let's do his right hand over here. Gonna move the ladder just a bit because we don't want to be in the way for this. Now we can attach this here with the snap lock. Again, snap locks instead of plastic connections there. Same with this one over here. Left hand, do the same thing. Just snap lock this in. And that is going to complete our setup. Other than I do have a few wires to connect up by the neck that I haven't done. But other than that, he's complete. This is what he looks like, fully set up. Huge, looks awesome, and pretty scary as well. All right, so there it is. Let's go to his demo. Here we go. All right, he is fully wired up and ready. Let's plug him in. All right, so there he was, the 12-foot mummy from Lowe's. This thing is incredible. This thing is definitely one of my top favorite props of the 12-footer line or any of the tall props. I think this guy really stands out, especially because of that major movement compared to most of them. Most of them either are statics or just have pretty small motion. This guy has the full torso turn, which is really incredible, and the entire thing lighting up really adds to it. In person at night, this thing looks insane. It looks so cool with all that lighting, and it's really intimidating as well, especially when the lighting kind of fades out as well. Just when it looks dark, overall, this thing is really scary compared to most of them. But yeah, totally recommend this thing if he comes back, which it looks like he is actually. That's pretty much confirmed at this point because he was at the Lowe's 2023 lineup videos. So he should be available again, hopefully pretty soon. And I would definitely recommend getting this guy if you want a tall, pretty frightening prop for a good price too. $350 definitely seems reasonable for what you're getting. All right, there he was. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.